Rare images of Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei have resurfaced, fueling fresh speculation over Tehran's wartime strategy. The newly released photos show Khamenei attending a Hezbollah-linked memorial event, drawing renewed attention across the region. The timing of the images has sparked questions as tensions between Iran and the United States continue to rise. The photographs have reignited debate over Khamenei's public role as Iran reaffirms support for its regional allies. Rare images of Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei from 2024 were released by Press TV on July 28. Press TV published the photographs after Mojtaba Khamenei's absence from his father's funeral drew widespread public attention and speculation. The released images showed Mojtaba attending prayers held in honor of former Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah. The publication came after Iran's Supreme Leader reaffirmed Tehran's alliance with Lebanon's Hezbollah movement. Mojtaba Khamenei said Hezbollah's resilience had become an inspiration for nations resisting what he described as oppression. Khamenei also described defending Hezbollah fighters as a strategic policy that remained central to Iran's regional approach. US President Donald Trump may have paused military strikes on Iran for the moment, but reports suggest the pause comes with one uncompromising condition attached. Donald Trump reportedly ordered a halt to the strikes after 13 consecutive days of attacks to create a narrow window for renewed diplomatic negotiations. However, Trump told Axios that American military operations would immediately resume if the latest diplomatic effort with Iran collapses once again. The US president warned that Washington is prepared to launch very strong military action if the ongoing talks with Iran ultimately fail, Axios reported. Trump also insisted that Iran must move quickly toward an agreement, warning there would soon be no opportunity left for further negotiations. The US president further revealed that multiple international mediators played a crucial role in persuading Washington to temporarily halt the strikes. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "We are in very deep talks with Iran. If they don't work out, we will go back to very strong military action. Not much time. Either it goes fast or not at all. All of the people that deal with Iran asked me, don't fire. Nothing gained, nothing lost." End quote. Trump made these remarks just ahead of his scheduled meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on July 28, adding fresh significance to the diplomatic push. The US president also claimed that Israel would have been destroyed without direct American support during the ongoing conflict, according to Axios. Meanwhile, indirect negotiations between Iran and mediator Oman are continuing behind closed doors, as diplomatic efforts intensify to prevent further escalation. Qatar, Pakistan, Egypt, and several of Trump's own envoys also said to be actively participating in the complex negotiation process, Axios reported. Despite Trump's decision to pause military action, Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei is reportedly pursuing a very different agenda for the conflict. Reports have emerged claiming Iran will continue raining missiles across the Gulf despite Washington's decision to temporarily halt its military campaign. Iran has reportedly ruled out waiting any longer for revenge and is instead preparing to move decisively into what it calls an offensive phase. The remarks were reportedly made by Iranian parliament member Fatah Hossein Maleki while outlining Tehran's evolving military posture. The Iranian official firmly rejected the prospect of further peace talks with the United States and instead vowed that more attacks would follow. Maleki also warned Gulf nations that they could soon face devastating blows delivered by Iran's armed forces, according to reports. Iran's army, along with the country's broader armed forces, remains on the highest level of alert while preparing for possible future strikes. Meanwhile, Iran's foreign ministry has categorically rejected suggestions that any negotiations with the American side are currently underway. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghaei insisted that Iran never made the first move to resume diplomatic contacts with US officials. Iran also made it unmistakably clear that Mojtaba Khamenei will not allow America to dictate either the timing of war or the conditions for peace.
We consider the United States responsible for the military aggression against Iran, the military aggression that began on February 28, 9, and of course, we cannot overlook the participation of some countries in the region in this military aggression. From the outset, we have said that we have no involvement in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. This action by Ukraine was also an absolutely illegal and unjustified act, contrary to the Charter of the United Nations, and a dangerous act of adventurism that will certainly not go unanswered by us. We have never allowed and we will never allow the United States to determine when there is war or peace. We will defend ourselves whenever our interests require it, whenever our circumstances require it. Whenever we believe we can use diplomacy as a tool to safeguard our national interests, we will certainly use it as such. These are negotiations between Iran and Oman. Several rounds of negotiations were held on Friday and Saturday. They were useful negotiations on how to manage the passage of shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. No. Do not pay much attention to the media speculation. As I said, we currently have no negotiations with America. The negotiations that we have, and which may genuinely be subject to different interpretations, are the negotiations we have with Oman. They are focused on creating the necessary arrangements regarding the Strait of Hormuz.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.